predecessor to the club I'm reviewing today made its way into my bag for one reason, because it was fantastic. So today I'm going to review the newer model of it, and that is the PING G430 Fairway wood. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Lee Whitaker. Today I'm reviewing the PING G430, and this is the 5 wood. Now I have this club in my bag, the G425 anyway. I have the 3 and the 5 wood in the bag, so I'm really excited to be testing this new 5 wood. I'm going to do it in two ways. I'm going to do it in the studio. I'm going to get some numbers, see how it performs. I kind of want it to go about 220 yards if I'm honest. That's what I want my 5 wood to do. And then I'm going to go out to Whitsunday Bay. I'm going to hit some tee shots. I'm going to hit some fairway shots, approaches to the green, and see how this performs out on the golf course. Let's head out to Whitsunday Bay. Let's put it out in play on course while I get some numbers in the studio. Okay, my 5 wood is a bit of a go-to club for me. I've got the G425 in the bag, so I would expect this to work very similar. Now, when I come down here and play on a Saturday or Sunday with the members, I would normally pick the 5 wood to hit off this tee shot, because for me, it's a safe club, gets me in play the majority of the time, and I very rarely put it out of play. So this, for me, is not a scary shot, but if it was a driver, it would be. I've got the 70 gram stiff hazardous smoke, like red in there, which is not the shaft I have in my 425, but sadly I've left the 425 at home, so I can't swap the shafts out. But it's still something that I've used before and would be comfortable using. Right, so I'm going to hit a couple of tee shots off of here and see if they go where I would normally go, because I've got a normal landing place on this hole, which is normally right side of the fairway. And that is left, and that is borderline not in play. Not unusual for me to pull a shot left, seems to be my in thing at the minute. Right. That for me is swing path. However, great flight, great sound. That was just more me. I need to feel like I swing more out on it. That's such a good ball flight. Again, it's gone left, but it drew round. But that will be in play. Absolutely middled them both, which is always positive to see. The big takeaway from that is the sound compared to the G425 is like so different, like miles and miles apart. This sounds a lot better than the 425 does. The 425 is very tingy, it's like straight off the face, but this sounds more like every other 3 wood or 5 wood or fairway wood, so to speak, that I've hit before. All in all, really impressed. Just a little bit of a overdraw and pull to the left, but that's me, that's not this club. So another good hole that I like to, especially off this forward tee, when I'm off the back it's always driver, but off this forward tee, another good hole to test the 5 wood is our 17th. And if I do what I did on the first, my ball's gone. So this is like more of an accuracy shot. Definitely got more room to the right, I've got nothing to the left. So if I hit that massive hook again, or that draw, this ball's gone. So with this kind of hole, I want to be past the second set of banks really to give myself the best shot in. This is downwind. I'll be very disappointed with a 5 wood if I'm not past that bank. Now I'd probably expect to be left side if I go a little bit too straight because of the way the ball runs. And that's just a poor strike, but it's done okay. Yeah, it's done all right. It's not the greatest strike in the world. Just went straight right, really. But that's the miss, to be fair. I sort of bailed out on that a little bit, but because of the forgiveness in the club, it's just sort of helped me out a bit. Right, let's attack this one. Let's not worry about it and just strike it a lot better. Oh, that's the one. That's the ball flight, that's the shape. Yes, that is exactly where I'd want to be with a 5 wood. The only difference really between this and the 425 is this has now got carbon fly wrap. So what that's going to do is on the top, it's just going to make it a little bit lighter. And with this weight at the back, that's just going to push weight down. It's going to push weight back. It's going to be slightly more forgiving. Am I seeing that on the golf course at the minute? Not really. It's really difficult to tell the difference between this and the 425 apart from the noise. But I do like the look of this better. I do like the fact that over the top you've got this like accenting around the back. It's more of an aesthetically pleasing club to look at, but performance wise, I just don't feel like you're going to see much of a difference between this and the 425. It's going to be purely down to aesthetics and noise at this stage. Before we hit shots on this first hole, let's head back to the studio. Let's look at the data and see how this 5-wood performed. Okay, let's have a look at the numbers then. Average ball speed 142, did jump about a bit, but if anyone's watched my channel recently, going through a bit of a swing change that I'm still trying to get used to, so I expect that a little bit, but 142 for a 5-wood is pretty good ball speed. Launching 13.2, a little low, but that's because of this one here. What I did there is I just closed the face a little bit too much, and you'll see, just missed that 20 yards left of the fairway. It was a big hook, but I keep all the shots in. I've hit 5 shots and I keep them in. Average spin 4,000, that's fine for a 5-wood. That's pretty good. That's what I'd want it to be. Fairly consistent spin as well, which is what Ping are saying with the 3-wood. Sorry, the fairway woods, spin consistency. Considering the distance, descent angle is very good at 44 degrees, but this is going to go high. It's a 5-wood, it's going to go high. You can see there with a peak height at 35. I said I wanted 220 and I got 220. Yes, it's a little bit sort of over the place. There's a 20-yard gap. Didn't quite get that one. Close the face a little bit on that one. But when you're sort of 220 yards out, it's difficult to get that accuracy. Like, I'm going to be honest, if I'm 220 yards out and I'm going for a green, if I hit the green, great, but I kind of just want it somewhere around it, really. So the final test for any 3-wood is approach to the greens. Now, unfortunately, it's a little bit busy out there on the par 5, so I can't do an approach. So I've come back to the first hole, and I've given myself what is actually a pretty intimidating shot. So let's say we duffed it off the tee, highly possible. And I've left myself here. I've got about 220 yards uphill to this flag, so chances are I'm probably not going to make it, but I want to get as close as possible to be able to give myself a chip on and try and walk off with a par after what would have been a really bad tee shot. As you can see, if you look up, there's nothing left and there's out of bounds right. So you need a club that you can rely on. And that's where, if I was here in my 5-wood, I would have absolutely no bother and no worry about this staying in play. Does this 5-wood give me the same feelings? Well, so far it gives me the same feelings, but I've not put it into practice. So I'm going to aim up the right because everything seems to be going sort of right to left with this club, which is fine. It's a shape I like, but I need to aim up the right with it. But if I block this, it's gone. So I need to feel fairly comfortable over this ball. I love that. I love it. I don't think it's got enough to get there, but absolutely love it. And the sound was superb. Right, let's give it another go. Love the shape, love the height, not too high and balloony, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Oh, that's the one. Get up. Oh, my word. Just as confidence is inspiring as my 5-wood, except it just sounds better and looks better at the ball. All in all, I've been really impressed with the G430 as a whole, with the driver, with the hybrid and with the fairway woods. Now, I've seen little improvements over the 425 because I play the 5-wood, 3-wood, hybrid and driver. I would easily swap the driver out, more for the noise than anything, but certainly the aesthetics and the performance just feels a bit more forgiving. Hybrid, I was like, oh, you know what, I could take it or leave it. I can play the 425. 5-wood, again, it's just one of those that it's what it does. The look and the sound warrant the extra expense? Because I'll be honest, they're just both brilliant clubs. They're both confidence-inspiring clubs. They're both forgiving clubs. It's just, is there enough in it to justify what would be sort of like a £300-ish spend on a new 5-wood and probably then a 3-wood? So you're talking sort of around £600. At the moment, there's just not enough in it if you're in the 425 for me to be able to justify, unless you're made of money, justify that change to the 430 unless you just wanted to have that new head cover in your bag or you wanted that new shiny club. If it's down to performance and things like that, there's just not enough in it for me. If you're a person looking for a new 3-wood, 5-wood, 7-wood, whatever wood, and you're in quite an older model and you're in a different brand of model, with the Ping, you are getting maximum forgiveness. That's the one thing I will say. You are getting great forgiveness, great feel, great sound, great results. You know, it's a fairly spinny, the Max is a fairly spinny 3-wood, so it gives you that safety, and that's where the forgiveness comes into it. Because I know a lot of people struggle with their fairway woods, and because of the way this sits nice and flat when it's on the ground, the profile, it just gives me that confidence I'm going to get the ball up, whereas some 3-woods can give me a little bit of toppy vibes, let's say. All in all, super impressive, super golf club, and I think a lot of people who are looking to buy this will not be disappointed when you take this out onto the golf course. But I'd love to know what you think. Please comment down below. What do you think of the G430? I personally think it's another amazing range by Ping. They never fail to disappoint, and the G430 again is just up there with the best. Are you playing G430, or are you like me in the 425 and can't really see or justify the change? As always, if you've liked this video, hit that like button down below, and also click my logo there and hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Until next time, I'll see you soon.